Hey guys, welcome back to Rick's vlog. I got a surprise for you guys. So over the last few days, not few days, maybe a couple months, I was thinking about how I get to work and how long it takes to get to work, actually. My commute was ranging from I drive to a Union Station at LA and having to find parking there, or either that, my wife dropping me off, but morally having to find parking there. My wife was dropping me off consistently almost every day, and then I would take the bus from Union Station all the way to where I work at the airport. So that alone, so for example, if I started at 12 or 11, no, let's just say 12 is a general, I would have to catch the bus that leaves an hour and a half before it's time for me to start my shift. So for example, if I went in at 12, I would have to catch the 10:30 bus to get to work on time. So that was a waste of time, and especially just going from downtown to the airport, which is GPS terms not that far. So that was very time consuming. Sometimes the drivers would divert and they would take different routes, and next thing you know, I would be even late, like an hour and a half just to get to work. So, and then on top of that, I would have to take the bus back home. And the bus back home, for example, if I left at, if I left at 8:30, the 8 o'clock bus, there's an 8 o'clock bus that comes. Or, in their case, 8:10, but it never comes at 8:10. It always comes at 8 o'clock. They just make it seem like it comes at 8:10. Well, anyways, it comes at 8 o'clock. By the time I'm off, 8:30, I miss it. So the next bus would come around, and the bus leaves the first terminal at 8:30 or 8:40, depending on the driver. So by the time the bus goes around the airport, makes one complete turn, it's almost 40 minutes. Almost completely 40 minutes. So when I get off, I miss the first bus at 8 o'clock. It's by that time, it's already at the last terminal, it's already on its way out. So the next bus comes around, and it takes another 30 minutes to 40 minutes to get to where I'm at so I can get on the bus. So in essence, I was wasting, and then on top of that, me waiting outside for 40 minutes, it still takes another 45 minutes just to get back to Union Station in LA. So that was about 2 hours, almost 2 hours of commute each day by taking the bus. Now granted, yes, I did save gas, and I don't have to worry about driving. You know, I could just sit back, put on my headphones, relax. But no, it would just take way too long. Way too long. So I decided that it's time for change. So the first thing I started with was I got an electric scooter, and I have it in the back. I haven't done a video on that. Maybe I should just include it in this one. So anyways, I got an electric scooter from this company called swagtron.com. I went to their website. I got it for $380, including the promo code that they have. And so yeah, $380. And I was using that for a while. So from the time I get out of work, I would get on my scooter, go all the way to the bus, and then just meet up the bus. And that would take, if I'm lucky, I would get the early bus and be on my way right away. But that hardly ever happened. That happened maybe once a week. So what in turn would end up happening is my wife's like, you know what, it's taking way too long for you to come home because you're getting out so late and I have to go to work in the morning. So she said, why don't I just go pick you up from work and just we go straight home after you get out of work. So I said, okay, that's fine, let's do that. So she started coming in every day. I would take the bus to go to work, but when I come back, she'd come and pick me up. So that was happening. She would pick me up from work all the way to the airport and then come back all the way home, which we live in Pasadena, California, which is pretty far. So that's like a 35-mile commute, I think, each way. So that's about 65 miles. On top of that she had just dropped me off in the morning, so that's another 15 miles from our house to Union Station. So we were adding a lot of miles to the car. Not only that, but we're wasting so much gas. Our other car, I don't know, in my other videos, I have a CX-5. If you guys don't know, the Mazda CX-5 claims to have 30-something plus miles per gallon, but in reality, it doesn't get that much at all. It gets maybe 20, 22, 21. It claims 32 highway or 35 highway and 27 city. I never got near close to that. Not only that, but the car is extremely slow. It's, like I said, it's getting around maybe 22 miles to the gallon, which is as close as to my V8, my Lexus. So my MPG was horrible. So each night she would come and get me. We're wasting, I think every third day or every third day or 2.5 days, we'd have to fill up the tank again. And each time we fill up the tank, it's about $35. So $35, about maybe what, 10 gallons of fuel. Yeah, that thing would burn up gas like crazy. So my plan was I was gonna get a Prius. I was thinking, why don't I just buy a Prius and solve all this issue about me going to take a bus and, you know, yada yada, and finding out, you know, I ended up finding out that Priuses are pretty darn expensive. And not only that, but, you know, it's a used Prius, tons of miles on the car. Sorry, the video's getting kind of shaky. I'm getting into the highway. So yeah, the car is extremely slow. The car isn't worth the price. The car is like, has like 70,000 miles. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. That'll help it out. It looks a little bit better. So yeah, the car has a ton of miles, about 70,000 miles. The car's still 15 grand. So yeah, as I was saying, the Prius was so expensive for the miles that it had, the year that it was. Like if I wanted to find one that was under, let's just say 14 grand, the car would be like a 2010, 2009, what is that, a second gen, and it would have around maybe 80,000 miles. So really high miles, extremely expensive. Yes, I know the cars last a long time. I've seen Priuses or Prii that are going up to 350,000 miles, 400,000 miles, and never had any replacement, not even the battery. So I know those cars last a long time, but considering the price, it was just not worth it. And then you still have to think about the age of the battery. Now, if you're looking at a 2010, 2009, the battery, it's probably not going to last you that long. So you would have to get it serviced pretty soon. I know there's remanufacturing places where they replace the battery, but it's not worth it. You know, you're paying an extra $1,000 for a refurb battery, and it could die out within a year or 2 years. So yeah, I was looking into that. I I researched all the different hybrid cars. I researched the Hyundai, the Kia, all the hybrid cars that they have, the Sonata, what's the other one? The Kia has, I forgot. But anyways, so yeah, they were just too expensive as well. And then I started looking at the American cars. I started seeing the Chevy Volt. I started seeing I was actually thinking of the Nissan Leaf at one point. This is already years back. I'm already thinking this is like a year ago. So I wanted to get a Leaf so I can commute to work, charge there, and come back, and, you know, save a lot of gas. Then I started thinking of range anxiety, and also the batteries on those cars not lasting as long. So what I ultimately decided to do was go with the car that I have today. This is the car here, and I don't know if you guys can tell what it is. Can you tell off the off the top of your head what this car is? So this is a Ford C-Max hybrid, but I don't have the hybrid model. I have the Energy. So this car has the ability so that I can go home, charge it, and get up to about 20 miles of EV driving, and then it turns into gas consumption, so hybrid mode. So I did my research and everything, so I ended up getting this car. Now I know there's a lot of I'm not gonna say a lot, but there's some reliability issues with these cars as far as the electronics go. But as far as I can see, and me driving it, this car is fantastic. It's quiet, as you can see. You can hear me clearly. There's hardly any cabin noise in here, which is great, other than the shaky video from my crappy mount that I have. So yes, this car is amazing. This is a Ford C-Max Energi. It's blue. I'll put a picture here. And this car drives excellent. It's very quiet. The bumps, you can hardly feel them. As my father-in-law said, it has all the bells and whistles that you can think of. It has the navigation, has the Bluetooth, it has the HD radio, XM radio, has the climate, dual zone climate control, which you can only find on high-end cars, expensive cars. And this car is under $13,000. Certified pre-owned. So not only do I get a nice car, but I also have the warranty. And I have a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. You know, granted it has a deductible because of Ford, but I'd rather pay $100 deductible, and let's just say my hybrid system goes out, or my battery goes out, I'd rather pay $100 than, $3,000 to get that replaced. So it's more of a peace of mind. I know it doesn't give me any guarantees as far as buying a certified pre-owned car. You're still buying a used car. You don't have you're not protected by lemon laws and stuff like that. But I do have that peace of mind that I do have that extended warranty. So far the car's been great. I've been plugging it in when we go to the mall. I've been plugging it in at work. That one time I did have to pay for parking. I still ended up charging at work, which was great. By the time I left work, I still had a full EV battery. My fuel consumption was great. I think I got maybe 72 miles to the gallon that day. Sorry the video is so shaky, guys. But I'll include some shots of the car once I get to work, so you guys can see it. So yeah, that's what I have today, guys. Again, this is the Ford C-Max hybrid well, Ford C-Max Energi, and this is a 2015. I got 46,000 miles on this car. Like I said, this car is excellent. It drives like a small car, but it feels like a big car. As you can see, I have so much headroom up here, like almost my hand's worth of headroom. And my seat can go lower, so this thing can, you know, fit a big guy pretty easily. And I don't feel too cramped up in here, so which is great. It has heated seats. It has, what else does it have in here? It has leather seats. I mean, I'm not too much of a fan of leather seats, but it has leather seats. You know, what car that's, you know, 13 grand has leather seats? This car. I understand Ford is no longer going to be making the Ford C-Max after 2018. So it's going to be pretty sad to see that they're going to stop production. But I am going to enjoy this car no matter what. So this is a good car. I'll show you shots at the end so you guys can see the interior and, you know, the outside of the car. So if you want, you can skip all this crap and just go to the beginning or to the end so you can see the car. Alright guys, so that's going to be it. Here are the shots of the car from the outside. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.